योऽन्ता प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तान् सञ्जीवयत किल शक्तिधरा स्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणात्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं कथाञ्चना स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्य नमामि तम्। Hare Krishna. We welcome all devotees to our 3-day Shravan Kirtan Utsav as a preparation for Sri Krishna Janmashtami. So this year the theme is Bhakti, Priyo, Madhavah, and we will be discussing about the qualities of Lord Krishna and how we can prepare our consciousness and mood for the upcoming Janmashtami festival. So I request all of you to be present, to be attentive, and I also thank you for giving me a chance to speak Krishna Katha. See, in the universe, there is unlimited blessings of Krishna available in the ether, in the space. And there is also unlimited ideas for sense gratification. In the universe, in the ether, in the space, unlimited ideas for enjoyment, sinful activities is there, and unlimited ideas for getting attached to Krishna is there. So you have to ask yourself, where is my antenna tuned in? What am I catching? What signals am I catching? So here, although this is a college, this is not a temple. It's not an ISKCON temple, but this is a college. But here also there is Krishna. Universe, it is there. Depends on you. You can tune into sense gratification, or you can tune into Krishna Katha, because this is after all Thakur college, right? And in Vrindavan, Krishna is known as Thakurji. And this is Thakur village, and Vrindavan is a village. So this is Krishna's village. So you can tune in like that also. So it depends on you. So I request you for the next 3 days, just be present and try to absorb in Krishna. Is that okay? So last year we discussed for 3 days Akrura coming to Vrindavan and taking Krishna and Balram. This year we will see Krishna entering Mathura. So this is the main theme. What happens when Krishna enters Mathura? But the introduction is so big, I don't know if Krishna will enter Mathura today. So we'll begin with the introduction. And I want to see some of the verses which will come on the screen, which means you have to repeat after me. Is that okay? Because the agenda, I was telling Abhishek Prabhu, my agenda is very clear. I get a lot of nourishment when I chant shlokas and memorize shlokas describing Krishna. And you may ask me, अच्छा क्या मिलता है आपको? Do you see Krishna when you chant verses? आपको कुछ mystic vision आता है क्या? कुछ ecstasy आता है क्या? I don't know all of that, but I feel shelter. I feel safe. I feel a sense of belonging. And I know at least 100 such devotees who also have the same experience. There are thousands of devotees. So when you chant verses, these are mantras, sacred mantras from the Bhagavatam. Manasthrayate iti mantra. The mind gets liberated when we chant mantra. And especially these verses of Bhagavatam which we are going to chant will bring you closer to Krishna. It will remove the clutter and the kachara of your mind. So although you may not be able to complete the pastime, but if you simply chant the shlokas, you will feel peace. So I request you with faith, listen to these shlokas, chant them, and allow the Krishna in the form of sound to purify your heart. Allow Krishna to enter your heart. Is that okay? After we chant the verse, one of you will have to read the translation, whoever has the mic. Okay? So first verse. Vyadasya kacharan dhruvasya chavayo vidyam gajendrasya ka. Kubjayam kim namna rupamadikam sudamno kim tadhanam. Vamshako vidurasya yadavapate ugrasya kim paurusham. Vamshako vidurasya yadavapate ugrasya kim paurusham. Bhaktir tushyati kevalam na chaganer bhakti priya madhavam. Kevalam na chaganer bhakti priya madhavam.
Where were the hunter Dharma's piety, Dhruva's maturity, and Gajendra's knowledge? Where was Kubja's beauty? Where was Sudama's wealth? Where was Vidura's noble birth? Where was Ugrasen's chivalrous strength? Lord Madhav is pleased only by devotional service and not by material qualifications.
So this is the way we begin our Janmashtami preparation, by understanding Krishna is not pleased by any material qualification. Sometimes people say, you should have very good cultured. If you're from a good cultured family, then you can please Krishna. But Rupa Goswami is saying, Vyadasya kacharan dhruvasya chavayo. Vyadasya. Vyadasya. Who is Vyadha here? Hunter, Mrigari. He was a very cruel hunter. Vyadasya ka acharan. Uska acharan kya tha? He was very cruel that he was enjoying to half kill animals, because he was liking it to see animals trembling in pain and dying. So such a person also transformed. That is the power of Krishna. So it is not that Krishna, to be dear to Krishna, one has to be from very cultured family. One can be a barbaric hunter also. And he can also become dear to Krishna. I know many such people from barbaric backgrounds, people from horrible civilizations and cultures, where they kill people for small things. Those people also have become Krishna devotees now. It is possible. Krishna is very attractive. Some people say, to understand Krishna, you have to be very, elderly, grown up, mature. No. Vyadasya kacharan dhruvasya chavayo. Dhruv Maharaj, he was a 5-year-old boy. Some people say, to attract Krishna, you have to be very knowledgeable. You should know all the Sanskrit shlokas. No. Vyadasya kacharan dhruvasya chavayo vidyam gajendrasya ka. Gajendra ke paas kya vidya tha? Gajendra was an animal. He was an elephant. So it doesn't matter whether you are from cultured family, whether you have lot of knowledge, whether you are small child. Or some people will say, you have to be beautiful. Krishna likes beautiful people. Like when Prabhupada installed Radha Krishna deities in Paris. He named the deities as Radha Paris Ishwar. He named Krishna as Paris Ishwar. And he said, the French girls are very beautiful. So Krishna has come to take some French gopis for himself. So he said, Prabhupada said, so Krishna is, so somebody may say, Krishna likes very beautiful people. No. Kubjayam kim namna rupam. Kubja ka kya sundarta tha. Today, I think not today, but maybe tomorrow or day after, when Krishna is in Mathura, we will discuss in great detail Krishna's interaction with Kubja. She was ugly, deformed, and bent in 3 places. But she became most dear to Krishna. So that is also possible. Some people say, you should be very wealthy. Hare Krishna means paise wale log, life member, big money, big people. Hare Krishna means money. Some people think like that. No. Rupa Goswami is saying, look at the first line. Vyadasya ka charan dhruvasya chavayo vidyam gajendrasya ka. Second line. Kubjayam kim namna rupamadikam sudamno kim tad dhanam. Adikam dhanam. Did Sudama have lot of wealth? No. But was Sudama not very dear to Krishna? So, one doesn't have to have any material qualification. Some people say, no, you should be from, good family. Vamsha ko vidurasya. Vidura was son of a maid servant in Dhritarashtra's palace. Some people say you should have a lot of physical prowess. Ugrasya kim paurusham. Ugrasena was very weak and old. All these examples prove what? Bhaktir tushyati kevalam nachaganeir bhakti priya Madhavam. Krishna is not pleased by anything else. Bhaktir tushyati. Only bhakti will please Krishna. केवल भक्ति से भगवान को खुश किया जा सकता है. One doesn't have to have any material qualification. So this is the foundation. See, we all want to please Krishna. This Janmashtami, this is most important agenda of all of us have. See, most religion in this world, you take any religion, most including Hinduism in many places, they present God as someone who gives. भगवान से मांगने का भगवान देते, है ना? So, but from childhood we have been taught like that. You go to God, you ask from God, and God will give. That is the mood generally. But in Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, in our tradition, we present God as someone who takes, and we give to God. And the height of this is we give our life to God. Praner arther diya vacha. We give our words, our life, our thoughts to Krishna. So this is a very, very big difference. Other religions emphasize how we must accept God. But we focus on what to do by which God will accept us. What difference hai? In fact, in many traditions you will see the mood is, they also remember God, they also love God, but the whole idea is, what will God give me? See, we have to understand that there are two realities or two dimensions. This is very, very important for us to understand before we discuss Krishna's pastime. See, there are two realities. One is this material world reality, and second is something that is opposite of this material reality. Material means, this is material, right? Matter. Material means it is real, but it is temporary. Anything you see in this world is real, but it will get destroyed. That is one reality. All of us have experience of this reality. But scriptures explain there is another reality, which is not temporary, which is permanent. It will always be there. How to connect to that reality? That is what is the tradition of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Krishna consciousness. आपको समझ में आ रहा है? दो सच्चाई है. एक सच्चाई जो नश्वर है, जो खत्म होता है, और एक सच्चाई वो जो हमेशा परमानेंट, शाश्वत. And many of us are not connected to that. We are only connected to this world reality. That is why when we practice religion also, we only remember God in terms of our problem, our reality, our life. Now, within the eternal reality, which is always existing, there are two aspects, micro and macro. In economics, we used to have microeconomics, macroeconomics. Micro means individual level, and macro means cosmos. Means हमारे अंदर भी एक ऐसा reality जो खत्म नहीं होता है, जो हमेशा रहता है. Or in the cosmos, in the universe also there is a reality which doesn't get finished. So we have to have connection to this, both realities. See, the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 21st verse, Krishna says, Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Krishna says, एक ऐसा चीज है इस शरीर के अंदर, न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन, जो कभी जन्म नहीं लेता, जो कभी मरता नहीं है. There is something which doesn't take birth, which doesn't die. Nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya. He never comes and never goes. He's always there. Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Purano. Aja is unborn. Nitya is eternal. Shashvat is always there. Purano is the most oldest personality. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Even if this body is killed, he is not killed. Means this computer will get destroyed one day. If you keep an apple on the table here, after some day that apple will get spoiled. Everything gets spoiled in this world. Everything. And nothing is permanent. There was one story I read recently. One man, he was Indian citizen. He didn't move from his village. He didn't move from his village, but he was called as a citizen of India. But after some years, he became citizen of Pakistan. He didn't move out of his village. And after 25 years, then he was called a citizen of Bangladesh. Same person, same village. He was citizen of 3 different countries. So nothing is permanent. Things change. Everything in this world changes. But something doesn't change. And that is called Brahman. Satchidananda, Atma, Tattvam Asi. So all Vedas mein jo bhi aap padhte ho, Brahman, Brahman, Tattvam Asi, Satchidananda, all that word technical, ghabrane ka nahi ho, technical words. What that means is something that doesn't get destroyed. Something that doesn't change. तो हम सबके अंदर वो आत्मा है. और इस यूनिवर्स में भी एक ऐसा चीज, just like in the body there is a soul which makes this body go. Similarly in this universe there is one soul. अभी हम जिंदा है, मतलब आत्मा है, इसलिए तो दिल में धक-धक होता है, श्वास लेते हैं, खाना पचता है. All this is happening because there is soul in the body. Soul is alive. Soul is present. Similarly, इस यूनिवर्स में सीजन्स आता है, रेन आता है, अलग अलग sunrise, sunset, all these things are happening. This universe is alive because there is soul breathing in this universe. That is called Paramatma, super soul. So, basically, this which doesn't change, Atma, Brahman या Parabrahman, Paramatma, इनके बारे में हमको समझना है. इसलिए हम शास्त्रों का अध्ययन करते हैं. And this Brahman, this Supreme Brahman, Krishna, this supreme reality is also explained in the Gita, 8th chapter, text number 20. Parastasmatu bhavonyo vekto vektat sanatana yaha sa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. Thus, Krishna is saying that there is another world which is beyond this world. Parastasmatu bhavonyo, which is beyond this manifested and unmanifested world. Yasa sarveshu nashyatsu means nash hoga is world ka. But this world, which is supreme world, macroscopic world mein, universe mein, nashyatsu na vinashyati, it will not get destroyed. It is always there. So the journey of the soul who is eternal to that eternal world is Krishna consciousness. That journey, we want to go to that spiritual world. Therefore, spiritual life, Krishna consciousness is all about this journey of the soul, of how we can go from this world which is temporary. We connect to the eternal real soul, the eternal undying soul, and then that soul goes to Krishna's world, spiritual world. So therefore on Janmashtami, we approach Krishna in this mood. Krishna's birthday is coming. So we are going to prepare our consciousness to ask for this blessing, that we can connect to the real I, not this temporary. Everything is temporary here. We want to rise beyond this temporary. So how do we now prepare our consciousness? How do we pray to Krishna? How do we ask blessings? This is taught very beautifully by Prithu Maharaj in the 4th canto. You can repeat these verses with me. First he is telling us, see, when we pray to Krishna, we ask for blessings, right? He is first telling the Lord, my dear Lord, before I ask you for blessings, let me tell you clearly what I don't want. This is also interesting. Many times we think we know what we want, but pure devotees know what they don't want. So let us see what he doesn't want. Then he will ask what he wants. Please repeat this verse. Prituruvacha Varan vibhotvad varadeshvarat buddha कथं वृणीते गुणविक्रियात्मनाम् ये नारकाणामपि सन्ति देहिनाम् तानीश कैवल्यपते वृणेन च.
My dear Lord, you are the best of the demigods who can offer benedictions. Why, therefore, should any learned person ask you for benedictions meant for living entities bewildered by the modes of nature? Such benedictions are available automatically, even in the lives of living entities suffering in hellish conditions. My dear Lord, you can certainly bestow merging into your existence, but I do not wish to have such a benediction.
So very clear. वरदेश्वराद, आप वरदान देने वालों में सबसे बेस्ट हैं, ऐसा वो भगवान को बोल रहे हैं. बुधा, बुधा मीन्स बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति आपसे क्या नहीं मांगेगा. इंटेलिजेंट पर्सन विल नॉट आस्क फ्रॉम यू व्हाट. वरान विभोत्वद वरदेश्वराद बुधा कथम वृणीते गुण विक्रियात्मनम. Why should I ask for material benedictions? Because these material benedictions are tinged with guna, rajas, tamas and sattva. Means क्या अच्छा है क्या बुरा है. It's all crazy because nothing is permanent. So what is the use of asking for material benedictions? And these kind of pleasures which we ask from you, ये नारकानाम अपि संति देहिनाम, ये तो नरक लोक में भी अवेलेबल है. He is saying this is hellish. जो ये शरीर जिसे मिला है उसको शरीर का सुख और शरीर का दुख मिलेगा. So therefore, Tanisha Kaivalyapate Vrunena cha. Very interesting. He's calling the Lord Kaivalyapate. Kaivalyapate means one who gives liberation. He is saying, oh, the Lord who gives liberation, I ask you, don't give me liberation from these things. Give me something higher. I don't want all of this. Is this clear? So this is the way we approach the Lord. What I don't want, we ask first. Then what do I want? That is the next verse. न कामयेना ततदापहं क्वचिन् न यत्र युष्म चरणाम्बुजासवा महत्तमान्ता हृदयान्मुखच्युतो विधत्स्व कर्णायुतमेष मे वरा.
My dear Lord, I therefore do not wish to have the benediction of merging into your existence, a benediction in which there is no existence of the nectarian beverage of your lotus feet. I want the benediction of at least 1,000,000 years, for thus I may be able to hear about the glories of your lotus feet from the mouths of your pure devotees.
So he is saying, न कामये नाथ, ए नाथ, मेरी काम वासनाओं की इच्छाओं की पूर्ति मत करो. He is saying, he is coming in front of the Lord, Lord, please don't fulfill my desires. I sometimes devotees also pray like this. They tell me, Prabhu ji, आप भगवान से pray करना कि भगवान मेरी इच्छाओं की पूर्ति न करे. Because I have so many desires, material desires. I'm scared that if they get fulfilled, because if you get fulfilled, material world में no enjoyment is free. You get any pleasure, if you ask, Krishna will give you, but उसका coin का दूसरा side भी मिलेगा. X unit of pleasure is equal to 2x unit of misery. आपको कभी भी ऐसा ओनली प्लेजर नहीं मिलेगा, डबल मिजरी मिलेगा. तो वो बोल रहे हैं कि न कामये नाथ, आप मेरी इच्छाओं को मत पूरा करो, प्लीज 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 डोंट गिव मी माय डिजायर्स. तो आप बोलोगे अच्छा ये किधर की बात कर रहे हैं आप, बॉम्बे में तभी, अच्छा अमेरिका जाएंगे तो चलेगा, आपकी डिजायर्स को पूरा कर सकते हैं. ही सेइंग नहीं, न कामयेना ततदापहं क्वचिन, wherever I go don't fulfill it. And क्वचिन, not just now, even after 20 years later if I ask, don't fulfill it. मेरा कभी दिमाग खराब हो गया, मैंने मांग लिया तो मत पूरा करना. Very very nice prayer. मतलब before asking from the Lord, he is saying don't give me material desires and don't give me later also. And don't give me some other place also. And what do I want? न यत्र युष्मत् चरणाम्बुजस्सवा. आपके चरण कमलों का जो नेक्टर है, there is nectar flowing from the lotus feet of Krishna, which is Krishna's beauty, Krishna's qualities, which when we hear, it is charanambujasava. It is like जो शराबी पीता है ना, शराब पीता तो उसको कैसे मजा आता है. So this is compared to that the beverage, the nectar of hearing about you, मुझे वो शराब पीना है, वो नेक्टर पीना है. और ये इसका होलसेलर कहाँ है, कहाँ मिलता है ये, इसका होलसेल डीलर कौन है? महत्तमांता हृदयान मुकच्छुतो. महान भक्तों के हृदय में ये नेक्टर अवेलेबल है. व्हाट इज द स्टोर हाउस ऑफ दिस बेवरेज? ये नशा, ये जो ड्रिंक है, ये कहाँ अवेलेबल है? महत्तमांतार हृदयान मुकच्छुतो. उनके हृदय में अवेलेबल है. ये होलसेलर कौन है? होलसेल कहाँ, उसका गोडाउन कहाँ पे है? द हार्ट ऑफ द ग्रेट डिवोटीज. और रिटेल आउटलेट कहाँ पे है? मुकच्छुतो. जब वो अपने मुखारविंद से कृष्ण कथा करते हैं, तो दैट इज वेयर इट इज अवेलेबल ओवर द काउंटर. इट इज देयर. एंड टू ड्रिंक दैट नेक्टर आई नीड द कप. दिस इज द कप. और ये दो काफी नहीं है. विदत्स्व. विदत्स्व मतलब दो, मुझे दो आप. क्या दो? कर्णा युतम. युतम मतलब 1 मिलियन. 2 कान काफी नहीं है. 10 लाख, 1 मिलियन कान. सोचो कैसे, इमेजिन 10 lakh ईयर्स. इट्स अ वेरी पोएटिक वे ऑफ सेइंग आई वांट टू हियर. मुझे 1 मिलियन ईयर्स दो आप. विदत्स्व कर्णा युतमेशमे वर. ये वर चाहिए मुझे. कभी आपने हरे कृष्णा में आने के पहले ऐसा वरदान किसी से सुना है? आप सिद्धि विनायक गए, कभी ऐसा प्रे किया है? मुझे आप बड़ा ईयर दे दो आपके जैसा. सुनना है मुझे कृष्ण कथा. महालक्ष्मी गए, कभी प्रे किया ऐसा? श्रावण के महीने में बाबुलनाथ गए, शिव जी के मंदिर में बोला है कि मुझे कान दो, कान सुनना है कृष्ण कथा सुनना है. दिस इज हाउ कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस इज डिफरेंट. देन पृथु महाराज इज सेइंग, ओके, व्हाट विल हैपन इफ वी हियर कृष्ण कथा? What do you think will happen? What is the science? Somebody actually gets million years. Somebody gets basically million years मतलब सुनने का अवसर और उत्साह और टेस्ट. तो इसमें एक साइंस है. When we hear about Krishna, like you are hearing right now, अभी आप लोग कर क्या रहे हो? आपने श्रद्धा से आप आए हो यहाँ पे. आपको कुछ पता नहीं है क्या बोलने वाला हूँ मैं. But you came having faith that there will be some Krishna katha. तो ये जो श्रद्धा से आप आए हो और अपना कान यू आर अटेंटिवली हियरिंग, तो इसमें एक साइंस है. और इसीलिए, और ये जो बहुत साइंटिफिक है, और इसीलिए पृथु महाराज बोल रहे हैं मुझे 10 लाख ईयर्स चाहिए. तो वो साइंस क्या है वो अगले श्लोक में वो बताते हैं. प्लीज नो दिस. वंस यू नो दिस, देन यू विल बी ऑलवेज वांटिंग टू हियर कृष्ण कथा. प्लीज रिपीट दिस. स उत्तम श्लोक महान मुकच्छुतो भवत् पदाम्बोज सुधा कणानिला. स्मृतिं पुनर्विस्मृत तत्त्ववर्त्मनाम् कुयोगिनां नो वितरतलं वरे.
My dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities. Such glorification of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotee.
Uttama shloka means the Lord who is glorified in choice poetry. So when we hear about the Supreme Lord, महान मुकच्छितो, from great devotees के मुख से जब हम सुनते हैं, स उत्तम श्लोक महान मुकच्छितो. Now the best part comes. What happens? भवत, आपके जो चरण कमल हैं, भवत पदाम्बोज सुधा कणानिला. See, the Lord's lotus feet, लॉर्ड के चरण कमल में डस्ट पार्टिकल है. जैसे आप कभी सैंड में चलते हो बीच में, तो पैर में डस्ट पार्टिकल आता है ना. तो भगवान के चरण में भी, वृंदावन में भगवान बिना शूज के चलते हैं, तो भगवान के चरण कमल में डस्ट पार्टिकल्स है. सुधा कणानिल. पर जब आपके डिवोटीज आपको ग्लोरीफाई करते हैं, मुखच्युत, तो अपने मुख से जब वो ग्लोरीफाई करते हैं, इट इज लाइक ब्रीज ब्लोइंग, and that breeze will blow from the lotus feet of the Lord. It will carry that dust particle, and that dust particle will come and hit me. Imagine there is a dust particle on the Lord's lotus feet, and that will go in the air and come and touch you. That is what Prithu Maharaj is saying. And when that dust particle touches you, then what will happen? Third line says that Smritim punar vismrita tattva vartmanam. अब हम लोग विस्मृति में, अब भगवान को भूल गए हैं, पर जब वो डस्ट पार्टिकल हमको टच करेगा, स्मृतिम पुनर्, वापस भगवान याद आ जाएंगे. बिकॉज भगवान के चरण कमल से आया है वो डस्ट पार्टिकल. व्हेन दैट विल टच अस, वी विल इमीडिएटली रिमेंबर कृष्णा. स्मृतिम पुनर्विस्मृत तत्व वर्तमान. ऑल दैट फॉरगेटफुलनेस ऑफ कृष्णा विल गो अवे. We will spontaneously remember Krishna with great joy. Therefore, my dear Lord, I am कुयोगी. मतलब मैं भगवान से कनेक्टेड नहीं हूं. कुयोगी नाम नो वितर तलंवरे. इस कुयोगी के लिए तुम्हारा अपने आप को, जो अच्छे से योगा करते हैं उनको योगी बोलते हैं, और उसमें जो बेस्ट रहते हैं उनको सुयोगी बोलते हैं, और जो बिल्कुल डिस्कनेक्टेड है उनको कुयोगी बोलते हैं. कुयोगी इज लाइक सेइंग मटेरियलिस्टिक पर्सन. कुयोगी, आई एम नॉट अ योगी. तो मेरे लिए होप क्या है कि आपके भक्त कहीं आपको ग्लोरीफाई करेंगे, उनके ग्लोरिफिकेशन से आपके चरण कमल का डस्ट पार्टिकल आके मुझे लगेगा और मेरी विस्मृति चली जाएगी और मैं आपको याद करूंगा. तो इस कुयोगी के लिए कुयोगी नामनो वितरत अलंबरे. और कोई वरदान की क्या आवश्यकता है? दिस इज वॉट आई वॉन्ट. लाइक देयर आर मेनी प्रेयर्स. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू टेक ऑल द प्रेयर्स, बट दिस इज द फाउंडेशन ऑफ कृष्ण कथा. वी आर हियरिंग कृष्ण कथा बिकॉज when we hear Krishna Katha, our memory, our remembrance of Krishna will be awakened. And do you know, see, the advantage of hearing Krishna Katha is very, very great. But the best example is given in Bhagavatam itself. Do you know the best example of somebody who was bewildered, confused, frustrated, and because he remembered Krishna, then he became completely all right? First canto. Arjuna had come from Dwarka. Arjuna was a great warrior. He had fought the Mahabharat war. He had killed so many Yodhas from the Kauravas side. But he couldn't protect the queens of Krishna from some ordinary cowherd men who kidnapped them. Arjuna felt frustrated that with Gandiva bow, he was defeated. See, this is very important pastime because in our life, all of us will also be defeated at some time. This body, this strength, all temporary. एक ऐसा टाइम आएगा जब आप अपने, whoever you are, however great you are, a time will come when you will be confused. है कि नहीं? Whether you are somebody, a great physical prowess, somebody who has a lot of physical strength, one day will become weak. Or you may be a great cricket batsman, आपका भी लीन पैच जाएगा, है ना? होता है ना, सबका होता है. So Arjun realized that he is completely helpless and he lost. He is feeling sad, he is feeling miserable. Krishna is also not there. At that time, what gave him hope? By remembering Krishna's instructions, by remembering Bhagavatam, by remembering Krishna's stories, Krishna's pastimes. And these pastimes can be heard at any time, at any place, and in any situation. देशकालार्थयुक्तानि ऋत्तापोपशमानि च हरन्ति स्मरतश्चित्तं गोविन्दाभिहितानि मे.
Now I am attracted to those instructions imparted to me by the personality of Godhead, Govinda, because they are impregnated with instructions for relieving the burning heart in all circumstances of time and space.
देश कालार्थ युक्तान, ये ऐसा कृष्ण कथा में इतना पावर है कि आप किधर भी सुन सकते हो, एनी सिचुएशन. व्हाट विल हैपन? हृत ताप उपशमानि च, जो ताप है अंदर दिल में, द बर्निंग, द पेन, दुख है ना, सबके लाइफ में दुख है कि नहीं? किसी से आप बहुत प्रेम करते हो, उनका डेथ हो गया, या आपको जॉब से काफी अटैचमेंट था, जॉब से निकाल दिया, किसी का एक्सीडेंट हो गया. सो मेनी थिंग्स हैपन इन आवर लाइफ. हृत ताप उपशमानि च. And when we hear about Krishna, Govinda Bihitanime, what Govinda has spoken, when we hear that, then all these things will happen. So when we constantly keep hearing about Krishna from Krishna, then that hearing will lead, you will not realize when, how, but it will eventually lead to attraction to Krishna's lotus feet. कब होगा ये पता नहीं, और कैसे होगा आपको मालूम नहीं, पर हो जाएगा. You will be surprised yourself, ये कैसे हो गया. But a time will come when you will be like, you will become restless if you don't get Krishna Katha. Suta uvacha evam chintayato jishno Krishna pada saroruham saurdenati gadhena shanta sid vimlamati.
Suta Goswami said, thus being deeply absorbed in thinking of the instructions of the Lord, which were imparted in the great intimacy of friendship, and in thinking of his lotus feet, Arjuna's mind became pacified and free from all material contamination.
See, evam chintayato jishnu. Remembering Krishna's instructions, what happened? This is a very beautiful analogy given. Krishna pada saroruham, Krishna's lotus feet. Krishna pada is not simply Krishna's lotus feet. Saroruham. Saroruham matlab the blossoming lotus. लोटस फ्लावर जब खिलता है, देखा कैसे खिलता है, उसका लोटस पेटल्स क्लोज रहता है, कैसे खिल जाता है. तो कृष्णाज लोटस फीट इज कंपेयर टू सरोरुहम, मीन्स आपके दिल में अभी कृष्ण भगवान के चरण कमल हैं, पर वो वैसे लोटस फ्लावर जैसे हैं जिसके पंखुड़ियां बंद हैं. पर अगर आप कृष्ण कथा सुनेंगे तो क्या होगा, वो पंखुड़ियां खुलेंगी. मीन्स कृष्णा, यू विल बिकम कृष्णाइज्ड. That's why this line is given. कितना अच्छा है ना भागवतम के श्लोक. कृष्ण पादा सरोरुहम. And then what is the proof of that? सहुर्दे. सहुर्द मतलब सुहृद. अभी कृष्ण के बारे में सुन रहे हो आप, पर आपको अभी फ्रेंडशिप हो जाएगा कृष्ण के साथ. You will feel कृष्णा is yours. सौर्दे नाति गाढ़े ना, ये गाढ़ होगा, बहुत डीप फ्रेंडशिप आएगा कृष्ण के साथ. और ये जो बाकी चीजें हैं, शांता से विमला मति, जो शांति चाहिए सब बोलते हैं, वो सब तो अपने आप हो जाएगा. क्यों? विमला, आपका जो मति है वो विमला हो जाएगा. विमला, मल मतलब डर्ट, विमला मतलब इट विल बिकम फ्री फ्रॉम ऑल डर्ट. और आप बोलोगे अच्छा इतना सब है, इसका कुछ एग्जाम्पल है कि ये जो अटैचमेंट जब होगा कृष्ण से, especially during distress, how this attachment helps. See, when you are in lot of pain, suffering, कोविड हो गया, जॉब लॉस हो गया, इतने सारे प्रॉब्लम्स हो गए, अभी जन्माष्टमी के समय आप बोल रहे कृष्ण कथा सुनो. कृष्ण कथा सुनने से, कृष्ण के प्रति अटैचमेंट बढ़ने से प्रैक्टिकली हाउ इट विल हेल्प, उसका कोई प्रूफ है? द बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल अभी हमको बता रहे हैं सूत गोस्वामी कि अर्जुन हिमसेल्फ, what happened to Arjun because he remembered Krishna during distress. Two things happened, very powerful things happened to him, which is what we are going to discuss now. Vasudevangri anudhyana paribhrahmitaram hasar bhaktya nirmatita shesha kashaya dishanorjuna.
Arjuna's constant remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna rapidly increased his devotion, and as a result, all the trash of his thoughts subsided.
See, अर्जुन ने क्या किया? वासुदेवा अंग्री, अंग्री मतलब लोटस फीट, वासुदेव के चरण कमलों पर अनुध्यान किया. अर्जुन started remembering Krishna, Krishna please help. See, when you are in distress, आपके लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम है, if you do this what Arjuna did, hear about Krishna, remember Krishna and then pray to Krishna. Krishna please help me, Krishna please help. वासुदेवांग्रे अनुध्यान, दो चीज हो गया. परिभ्रमित रमहसा, समथिंग एक्सपैंडेड. परिभ्रमिता मतलब एक्सपैंड हो गया, रमहसा मतलब ग्रेट स्पीड के साथ एक्सपैंड हो गया. व्हाट? भक्त्या. द थर्ड लाइन सेज भक्त्या. सो व्हाट एक्सपैंडेड इन हिज हार्ट? His devotional service to Krishna expanded even though he was in distress. And bhakti expanded, but something else subsided. Nirmatita. What subsided? Ashesha. Unlimited kashaya, unlimited dirt in the heart, that reduced. Dishano. And this unlimited dirt in our heart is coming because of मिसकंसेप्शंस. दिशनो मतलब मिसकंसेप्शंस. हमारे पास बहुत सारे प्रेजुडिसेस है कि नहीं? मिसकंसेप्शंस है. All these misconceptions cause dirt in the mind. So what happened when Arjuna remembered Krishna? Two things happened. Something increased and something reduced. What increased? Devotional service to Krishna increased, expanded with great speed, Ramasa. And what reduced? The dirt in the heart completely reduced. What a beautiful example, and what a scientific example is being given here. These are the two things Arjuna experienced. But you may say, अच्छा, but Arjuna का तो कृष्ण का experience था. He actually got Krishna's association. वो personally कृष्ण को touch किया उन्होंने. He saw Krishna. He's been with Krishna. But now Sutta Goswami will say something. That no. Not just Arjuna. What Arjuna got, you are also getting. Very important. अभी जो हम श्लोक पढ़ने वाले हैं ना, आज के पूरे दिन का मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वर्स है. You have to hear this because now Sutta Goswami is going to tell Arjuna that, tell all of us that what Arjuna got, we are also getting every day. Okay? So please repeat this. Gitam Bhagavatam Jnanam Yattat Sangrama Murdhani Kala Karma Tamo Ruddham Punar Adhyagamat Prabhu.
Because of Lord's pastimes and activities, and because of his absence, it appeared that Arjuna forgot the instructions left by the personality of Godhead. But factually, this was not the case. And again, he became Lord of his senses.
So what Arjuna got, we are also getting. Arjuna got what? Krishna's direct association. And what we are getting? Gitam Bhagavata Jnanam. आपको मिल रहा है ना भगवद गीता का ज्ञान? भागवत भी मिल रहा है. So Gita and Bhagavad, if you are getting Krishna. Like Arjuna got Krishna, you are also getting Krishna. Why? Yattat Sangrama Murdhani. Sangram. आप लोग भी संग्राम कर रहे हो ना? Every day there is a fight. There is a war. आप battlefield में हो. सुबह उठते हो, ऑफिस जाते हो, आप battlefield में जा रहे हो. So in that battlefield of life, Arjuna in his battlefield had Krishna. In your Sangrama, you have Gita and Bhagavat. And who are your enemies? Who was Arjuna's enemies? Kauravas. आपके तीन हैं. काल कर्म तमो रुद्धो. काल को क्या कोई रोक पाया है? Everyone will be defeated by time. कर्मा, आपका कर्म आपको चेस कर रहा है. किधर भागोगे आप? किधर भी भागोगे आपका कर्म आपके पीछे पीछे आएगा, है ना? All the reactions for what we have done, वो तो आएगा ही. काल कर्म तमो. तमो मतलब ignorance, darkness, सब जगह है. Negativity, politics, backbiting, fault finding, criticism. Kala karma tamo ruddho. So what happened, Arjuna? Because he had Krishna and now he was remembering Krishna's instructions, although he was defeated in the battlefield by all these forces, punar adhyagamat prabhu. वो पूरा defeat हो गए थे, but punar adhyagamat, he again got strength and he became Prabhu, he became master of his senses. So if we take shelter of Gita and Bhagavatam, अभी ये जन्माष्टमी के समय केवल भागवतम सुनना है ऐसा नहीं. इंडिया में बहुत पॉपुलर है भागवत सप्ताह. साल भर भागवत नहीं पढ़ेंगे, भागवत सप्ताह के दिन 7 दिन भागवत सुनेंगे. That is wrong. Whole year, 365 days we have to hear Bhagavatam. And if you want Bhagavatam set, please contact me. अभी भद्र पूर्णिमा के लिए मैं खुद भागवतम सेट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहा हूँ. आप प्लीज़ मुझे कांटेक्ट कीजिए. आई विल बी हैप्पी टू गिव यू भागवतम सेट डिस्काउंट में. और मैंने मंदिर में प्रॉमिस किया कि मैं भागवतम सेट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करूँगा. जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं, जिससे हमें फ़ायदा हुआ है, हम खुशी से लोगों को बोल सकते. पुनरद्यागमत प्रभु. If you read Bhagavatam, you will again become Prabhu. You will again become master of your situation. You will have control over your life situation. Many times we all go through situations where we feel defeated. It doesn't happen. It happens, right? We feel helpless, lost. क्या हो गया? मैं कैसे हार गया? But you can again stand up if you have Gita and Bhagavad. This is very, very important. So I request you that please take shelter of Gita and Bhagavatam, and this is what we are reading. Whatever we are discussing about Krishna is from these scriptures. And what happens in Mathura is now what we are going to focus. And as we enter Mathura city, from Mumbai we are going to Mathura, I want you to remember one verse of Sukdev Goswami. If you hear this pastime attentively, what will happen to you? Let us see what Sukdev Goswami क्या बोलते हैं. अगर आप ध्यान से सुनने वाले हैं अगले 3 दिन, तो क्या होगा? Okay, please repeat this. Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam. Tadeva shashvan manaso mahotsavam. Tadeva shokarnava shoshanam rinam. Yaduttama shloka yashonu giyate.
Those words describing the glories of the all-famous personality of Godhead are attractive, relishable, and ever fresh. Indeed, such words are a perpetual festival for the mind, and they dry up the ocean of misery.
So if you hear about Krishna, Tadeva Ramyam, you will enjoy. रुचिरम. रुचिरम मतलब रुचि, टेस्ट. कैसा टेस्ट मिलेगा आपको? नवम नवम, नया नया टेस्ट. हर बार सुनोगे आपको लगेगा अरे ये तो ऐसा लग रहा है पहली बार सुन रहे. एक्चुअली कृष्णा एंटरिंग मथुरा हम लोग पिछले 25 साल से सुन रहे हैं. और हमारे सीनियर, हमारे गुरु महाराज जो है 55 ईयर से सुन रहे हैं. और हमारे पूर्वज भाई हजारों साल से वही सुन रहे हैं. हर साल वही पास टाइम है. कृष्णा हर साल मथुरा वैसे ही एंटर करते हैं. ऐसा नहीं कि इस साल हेलीकॉप्टर पे जाएंगे. Same. Everything is same. But what is happening? Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam. हर बार आपको नया लगेगा क्योंकि आप ध्यान से सुन रहे हो. और तदेव शश्वन मनसो महोत्सवम. शश्वन मतलब एटर्नल, हमेशा के लिए. हमेशा के लिए आपके माइंड में क्या होगा? जब कृष्ण वर्ड आएगा, मनसो महोत्सवम. श्री कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी महामहोत्सव केवल साल में एक बार नहीं होगा. अगर आप भागवतम गीता पढ़ोगे तो आपको रोज लगेगा कि आपके माइंड में महोत्सव चल रहा है, उत्सव चल रहा है. दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ कृष्ण कथा. तदेव रम्यम रुचिरम नवम नवम तदेव शश्वन मनसो महोत्सवम. थर्ड लाइन इज वेरी ब्यूटिफुल. तदेव शोकार्णव शोषणम नृणाम. नृणाम मतलब नर नारी. शोकार्णव, अर्णव मतलब सागर. हम लोग कौन से सागर में रह रहे हैं? शोक के सागर में, दुख के ओशन में हम लोग तैर रहे हैं, स्विमिंग कर रहे हैं. शोकार्णव, फाइट कर रहे हैं, स्विमिंग कर रहे हैं, और इतना लहरें आ रही हैं, शोक के, दुख के लहरें आ रहे हैं, हम लोग फाइट कर रहे हैं, स्विमिंग कर रहे हैं। फिर जैसे थोड़ा सा रिलीफ मिलता है, दूसरा एक वेव आता है दुख का, शोकार्णवा। पर क्या होगा कृष्ण कथा सुनेंगे तो? शोषणम, वो सूख जाएगा। अगर ओशन सूख जाएगा, सोचिए, दिस इज द पावर ऑफ कृष्ण कथा। यदुत्तम श्लोक यशोनुगीयते, अगर आप कृष्ण कथा का ग्लोरिफिकेशन या श्रवण करेंगे तो ये 3 चीज होगा: न्यू टेस्ट, फेस्टिवल एवरी डे, एंड the ocean of distress will dry. So you want to hear Krishna entering Mathura? Yes. So Akrura has brought Krishna to, you know this pastime, right? Last year हमने discuss किया. So Akrura has brought Krishna and Balram to Mathura. Now the question is, Akrura was sent by who to Vrindavan? Kamsa. Akrura is Yadava. All the Yadava people ran away from Mathura when Kamsa took over. And everybody was persecuted by Kamsa. But Akrura stayed with Kamsa. So, क्या वो गद्दार है? He has defected. All the Yadavas have escaped. But Akrura goes and tells Kamsa, I am your friend. I am Yadava, but I will support you. So, I have a question to all of you. Is Akrura a traitor? And what has he done? What is Krishna trying to teach us here? How can Akrura stay with Kamsa? Why did this happen? If he is a devotee, he should also have run away like the others when Kamsa became king. Why is he serving Kamsa? How can you serve an enemy of Krishna if you are Krishna's devotee? This is my question to all of you. Any answer? No answer? आप बोल रहे पूजा, आप बोलते जाओ बस, हमको नहीं, हमको दिमाग लगाने को मत बोलो। हमको दिमाग नहीं लगाना, है ना? What is Krishna trying to teach here? Yes, माताजी। अरे वाह, अक्रूर देखो, माताजी ने परफेक्ट बोला, गीता प्रेम माताजी ने। अक्रूर को भगवान के जन्म का वो था, डेस्परेशन थी, वांटेड कृष्णा टू कम। सी तो अक्रूर के साथ रहेंगे तो आई कैन गेट चांस टू सी कृष्ण। अक्रूर थॉट इफ आई स्टे विथ कंसा आई विल गेट चांस टू सी कृष्ण, बिकॉज कंसा को तो मारने के लिए आएंगे ना कृष्ण, ऐसा आकाशवाणी हुआ है। एक्चुअली वन मोर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लेसन कि अक्रूरास पास्ट टाइम में भगवान हमको ये सिखाना चाहते हैं कि यू कैन लव कृष्णा इन एनी सिचुएशन। मतलब दिस इज स्पेशलिटी ऑफ भागवतम। भागवतम को ये रिवील करता है कि आप किसी भी विकट परिस्थिति में रहेंगे तो भी आप कृष्ण भावनामृत का प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं। आप अक्रूर जैसे पॉलिटिकली टर्बुलेंट सिचुएशन में भी अगर आप हैं, जहाँ पे आप अपने दुश्मन के साथ रह रहे हैं, वहाँ पे भी आप कृष्णा कॉन्शियस हो सकते हैं। जैसे कंसा वॉज एनिमी, but Akrura was with him. Even on an enemy's side, he was devotee of Krishna. Can you think of any other example from Bhagavatam where a person is on the enemy's side but still is devotee of Krishna? Bhishma. Any other example? Bhagavatam se? Vidura. Who else? But was actually, and see, Vidura को लोगों को मालूम था कि Vidura devotee है। भीष्म का ठीक है, भीष्मा इज गुड एग्जाम्पल। भीष्मा वॉज ऑन साइड ऑफ कौरवास बट स्टिल इज डिवोटी ऑफ कृष्णा। एनी अदर एग्जाम्पल? वृत्रासुर। वृत्रासुर वॉज फाइटिंग अगेंस्ट डिवोटीज बट स्टिल इज ग्रेट डिवोटी ऑफ कृष्णा। वो असुरों के पार्टी में थे। अभी उस समय कैसा ना, 2 पार्टी था, जैसे अभी बीजेपी और नॉन बीजेपी पार्टीज है, वैसे उस समय 2 पार्टी था। तो 2 पार्टी में कैसा होता है, अभी वृत्रासुर का लेगेसी था, पूरा लॉयल्टी था, वो हमारे असुरों के पार्टी से लड़ेंगे। अभी ऐसा नहीं कि वो असुर है, पर वो पार्टी का है प्रोसेस, फॉलो कर रहे, फाइट कर रहे इंद्र के साथ, बट हार्ट कृष्ण को दिया उन्होंने। सो वृत्रासुर इज ऑल्सो ग्रेट एग्जाम्पल कि वो भगवान, और मरने के पहले सबको, इंद्र को मालूम पड़ता रहे तो डिवोटी है। So this is very very important. These 2 devotees, Vritrasura and Bhishma, were misunderstood till the last moment. Just मरने के पहले मालूम पड़ा ये लोग devotees हैं। तो हमारे बीच में भी कभी ऐसे डिवोटीज होते हैं जिनको हम मिसअंडरस्टैंड करते हैं, फिर उनके मरने के बाद हम लोग मेमोरियल में जाके उनको अप्रिसिएशन करते हैं। अरे जब जिंदा है तभी करना चाहिए। Why wait? Because many of our misunderstanding goes away when the person dies. Why do we have to wait? तो हमारे बीच में ऐसे हैं, कुछ वृत्रासुर है, कुछ भीष्म है, हमको लग रहा है क्या है, ऐसा कैसे डिवोटी, वो बाद में मालूम पड़ेगा कि ये सही है, ये डिवोटी है। So Akrura, he went to Kamsa's camp. See, you know what happened? When all the Yadavas ran away, they were all going away from Mathura. And Akrura went to Kamsa. He said, Kamsa, I am your man. Trust me. I will support you. So, all the Yadavas went into hiding or they were captured. But Akrura goes and does Maskagiri of Kamsa. So, this is very interesting. You know, sometimes devotees say that, Prabhuji, mera bahut halat kharab hai, main bhakti nahi kar sakta. You are not in Akrura's like situation. See, Bhagavatam reveals to us that whatever situation you are in, you can do bhakti. One of the best examples in ISKCON is devotees in Russia. During KGB regime, it was strictly banned to chant Hare Krishna. Devotees were put in jail. And they were getting this bread, hard bread. They made it into beads. And they were chanting on the bread beads. And there is a book you can read. It's called Salted Bread. देखा है बुक, उसके ऊपर ड्रामा भी हुआ है हमारे एनुअल ड्रामा फेस्टिवल में। डेवोटीज ने वो सिचुएशन में भी चैंटिंग किया है जब उनके पास कुछ भी नहीं था और सरकार उनको मार रही थी कि ये, क्योंकि दे वर डिवोटीज ऑफ कृष्ण। सो श्रीमद् भागवतम इज द बेस्ट बुक ऑफ केस स्टडीज which reveals how one can love Krishna in any situation. So Vritrasur, Bhishma, there are other examples of people who were not apparently devotees, but they were devotees. Like Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj is a good example. He is actually from the Asura party, but he is the best example of Atmanivedha. He gave everything to Krishna. He surrendered to Krishna. Nagapatnis. Kaliya was very, very demoniac, envious. But Krishna was about to kill Kaliya. And why he stopped? Because Kaliya's wives, they prayed, Krishna, please, हमारे husband को माफ कर दो आप. So Nagapatnis, they prayed. और उन्होंने कैसे pray किया? Krishna was about to kill Kaliya. These Nagapatnis came in front of Krishna, crying. माता जी है, रो रही है. और प्लस उन्होंने क्या किया? अपने बच्चों को आगे रखा. अभी सर्प के बच्चे कितने सुंदर होते हैं मुझे पता नहीं, पर बच्चों को आगे रखना और माता जी रो रही है तो वो देख के तो किसी का भी हार्ट पिघल जाएगा. क्राइंग मदर एंड स्मॉल बेबी. सो नागपत्नी presented, Krishna, please spare our husband. Actually deserves to be killed, but he's now been smashed badly. He's repentant. Please forgive him. So they offered beautiful prayers, although technically they were wives of Kaliya. So like this, Bhagavatam is revealing to us that this is amazing. Akrura is the person who is planning to kill Krishna. So what an amazing thing that Krishna's devotee is serving a master who wants to kill Krishna. And for this, Akrura was misunderstood by everyone. Kamsa never trusted Akrura completely. See, this is what happens many times. You sincerely are doing service, but you don't get results. Akrura did not trust Krishna. Kamsa did not trust Akrura. And when Akrura came to Vrindavan, all the Brajavasis also saw him suspiciously. He has come to take Krishna away. So, no support, misunderstood by everyone. Only one person understood him completely. Who? Krishna understood Akrura's heart. And so this is the hope for all of us. Many devotees, I know many of you are thinking, कोई मेरे को समझता नहीं है. कोई नहीं मिलता समझने वाला, जो भी मिलता है समझा के चला जाता है. तो हम सबका दुख भरा कहानी है. कोई समझता नहीं, कोई हमदर्द, कोई nobody. But Krishna will only understand. So therefore, Akrura, he was always thinking of Krishna, although externally he was misunderstood. And very important, as Mataji said, why Akrura went to Kamsa when all the Yadavas ran away? Because he knew that if he stays in Mathura, he knew that he may get association of Krishna. See, basically, this desire to see Krishna made him perform big austerity. What was the austerity he was doing? Of serving Kamsa. And very, very important point, Acharya has explained, Akrura knew that Kamsa cannot be trusted. Kamsa ka mind jo hai na, control mein nahi hai. Very fickle. Like first what he did, Kamsa, very loving towards his sister Devaki. बड़े प्यार से रथ को हाँक रहा है, बड़े प्यार से अपने बहन को प्यार दिखा रहा है. और जैसे आकाशवाणी हुआ, एक सेकंड में कंस का दिमाग फिर गया. The same sister, he wanted to kill her. कैसे बदल गया? अक्रूर को मालूम था कि कंस का दिमाग कभी भी बदल सकता है. And that same Kamsa, when Vasudev brought the first child, again कंस का हार्ट मेल्ट हो गया. कंस ने बोला, अरे आप कितने अच्छे हो, आपके बच्चों को मैं नहीं मारूंगा, आप जाओ. And the ministers told him that ऐसे कैसे किया आपने? Then again he killed all the children. And then when the 8th child, which was a daughter, disappeared in the air, then Kamsa again became repentant. Oh Vasudev, Devaki, I harassed you so much. So once he was very nice, once was very, very cruel. So very fickle. So therefore Akrura knew that इसको मैं कंट्रोल में रखूंगा, अगर मैं इसके साथ रहूंगा, I can keep check on him and I can ensure that Krishna is there and I can get Krishna darshan. And by doing that, what he also did, Bhagavatam reveals that Akrura kept Vasudev को जब arrest किया, Vasudev had other wives. Akrura kept them in a safe place. So basically, he told Kamsa different lies, diplomacy करके. Everybody was arrested by Kamsa, but Akrura saved many devotees. So basically, he was Kamsa's man, but he did seva. Therefore, we have to appreciate Akrura. See, Brajvasis scold him, they can do that. But we don't scold Akrura because we understand he's a devotee of Krishna. And Narad Muni did a very special service here. What happened? This background is important. Arishtasur was killed. So after Arishtasur was killed, Kamsa got very confused. Kamsa said, now I will stop sending asuras because मैं किसको भी बेच रहा हूँ, कोई वापस ही नहीं आ रहा है. Return कोई नहीं आ रहा है, सब जा रहे हैं मिशन में and nobody is coming back. So he was wondering what happened to them, what is going wrong. And meanwhile, Narad Muni became restless because Narad Muni is waiting. Krishna will come, Krishna will come. So he came to Kamsa. So Narad Muni's speciality is, Narad Muni is very dear to both devotees as well as asuras. दोनों उसको respect करते हैं. ऐसा कुछ तो नारद मुनि में special है. धीरा अधीरा जना प्रिया प्रिया करो. He is very priya. So he came and told Kamsa, Kamsa आपको पता है वो देवकी का 8वां बच्चा कौन था? That is Krishna, who is in Vrindavan. आपको वसुदेव ने झूठ बोला, वो छुपा के लेके गए कृष्ण को. So like that, so he told the reality. And Kamsa, when he heard that Krishna is that 8th child of Devaki and Vasudeva was supposed to kill me, he became very angry. And then Narad Muni told him, you know, that 7th child was transferred from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb, Balram. So after hearing all this, Kamsa could have realized, no, that, oh, Krishna is so powerful. Krishna is so mystical. Because Narad Muni told him how the gates opened, the prison cells opened, and how Vasudeva took Krishna. So Kamsa could have understood that I am very insignificant and he could have surrendered to Krishna. But Kamsa's ego did not allow. He rose. He said, I will now go and kill Vasudeva and Devaki. They cheated me. So Narad Muni said, no, don't do that. See, Narad Muni is not enemy of Vasudeva and Devaki. Narad Muni का intention क्या था? ताकि Krishna immediately comes and kills Kamsa. But externally it appears Narad Muni is helping Kamsa. But later on in the 11th canto, you will find a verse where Vasudeva tells Narad Muni that, Narad Muni, thank you so much. Because of you, we got Krishna. So that means Narad Muni is friend of Vasudeva. So here, if you enter the story in this level, at this entry point, This is the entry point in Bhagavatam. You will think Narad Muni is villain, enemy. Narad Muni tells Kamsa, don't kill Vasudev. If you kill Vasudev now, Krishna and Balram will get the news in Vrindavan and they will run away. You will never be able to catch them. Don't do that. Don't do that. What you do, you make one festival in Mathura. Make present as if you are friends with Krishna, Balram, Nanda Maharaj. So that they will come. Because they will not, if you kill Vasudev, they'll run away. Kamsa said, no, if I kill Vasudev, I will send spies to Vrindavan and they will get. So then Narad Muni said, oh Kamsa, you have sent so many people to Vrindavan, Asuras. Did they come back? So what do you think the spies will come back? See, I will tell you, Narad Muni tells Kamsa that, see, Krishna and Balram are very powerful because they are in Vrindavan. You get them to Mathura, then you will be victorious. Why you are losing so much? है ना? अपने गली में क्या है? कुत्ता भी शेर होता है. स्थानम प्रदानम बलम न प्रदानम. स्थान का महत्व है. वो वृंदावन में उनको शक्ति मिल रहा है. आप उनको मथुरा लेके आ जाओ, फिर देखो, फिर आप उनको आराम से हरा सकते हो. So home pitch है ना आपका कम्स का, home pitch and foreign pitch. So then he says, that's a very beautiful example in the scriptures that Lord Shiva has this snake on his neck. Once Garudji came, so this Lord Shiva's snake started hissing at Garudji. And Garudji said, अरे वाह, मैं तो भगवान विष्णु का vehicle हूँ. And you are such an ordinary snake. But just because you are in Lord Shiva's neck, तुम दादागिरी कर रहा है. तुमको मालूम है मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. तो तुम्हारा पावर नहीं है, तुम जिधर है उधर उसका पावर है ना. तो अभी बुलेट है, बुलेट को आप लेते हो, बुलेट को ऐसा फेंका किसी के ऊपर, कुछ लगेगा उसको? बंदूक में डाला तो फिर उसका इफेक्ट आता है. Similarly, preachers, what we can preach, because we are in ISKCON, we have got Prabhupada's mercy, we are able to do service. So the strength is not our strength, it is borrowed strength. So the same logic Narad Muni is telling Kamsa that ये जो कृष्णा बलराम है ना, ज़्यादा सीरियसली नहीं लेने का. दे आर नॉट सम, वो बहुत पावरफुल नहीं है, वो वृंदावन में है, इसीलिए ऐसा है. तो क्या करने का, अभी बहुत फ्रेंडली एक प्रोग्राम अनाउंस करने का कि यहाँ पे फन फेयर है, यहाँ पे धनुर्यज्ञ है, ये है, वो है, मेला है, तो कृष्ण बलराम नंद महाराज सबको इन्विटेशन देने का, वो लोग आएंगे इधर. एंड व्हेन दे कम हियर, देन यू किल देम. Narad Muni is telling Kamsa to kill Krishna because he knows that Krishna will come and then his desire will be fulfilled. So like that, he does this. And then Narad Muni tells Kamsa, Kamsa, you have to keep this big secret. Don't tell anyone about this plan, okay? And Kamsa says, yes, I will keep this secret. Complete secret. But Kamsa is so much afraid of Krishna that he is not able to keep secret. Immediately after Narad Muni leaves, he calls his trusted ministers and tells them his fear and tells them what Narad Muni said. And what happens next is most interesting. Kamsa is so afraid of Krishna, he starts making plan A, plan B, plan C, D and E. 5 plans he makes. So he starts thinking after Narad Muni left, oh, now Krishna and Balram, what if they come to know that Narad Muni met me? What if they come to know that Narad Muni ने मुझे ऐसा समझाया? What if they come to know that I am planning to kill them? So they may not come here. They may not come to Mathura. So what I will do, I will send more demons there. But then he sends Keshi also. That's why Keshi goes to Vrindavan after Narad Muni meets Kamsa. Although Narad Muni told him, you invite Krishna, but he sends one more demon, Keshi. Basically, Kamsa was a classic case of somebody like Ravana using others for his own interest. He knows ये मरने वाला है, फिर भी उसको भेजा. So like that. So this was Ekadashi day when Akrura left. The day Keshi left, Akrura is going to leave next day. This was plan A. Now plan B was, he called his trusted ministers, जो उसके खास मंत्री हैं उनको बुलाया. And he said, we have an emergency meeting. What is that emergency meeting? एक आकाशवाणी हुई है. That 8th child will kill me, and that 8th child is Krishna. He and his brother Balram are in Vrindavan. and we have to kill them. And who will kill them? We have this very, very powerful elephant I have called Kualyapida. और जब वो मथुरा में एंट्री करेंगे तो इस हाथी को हम उनके ऊपर अटैक कराएंगे. And then we will kill both these brothers by Kualyapida. This is plan B. And then he says, if Kualyapida fails, then I have plan C. Chanura and Mushtika, two very powerful wrestlers. He tells them that you be there. If they escape from Kualyapida, both of you have to kill Krishna Balram. And Chanura, Mushtika had three brothers also. Shala, Toshala and Kuta. तो आप लोग साइड में रहो, extra. So like that, so many plans he makes. And finally says, last plan, मैं हूँ ना, I'll only kill Krishna if everything fails. So like that, he makes all plans. And then he says, we need one more. This much plan is not enough. We need more power. We need blessings of Lord Shiva. तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे? यज्ञ करेंगे. So see, the demons do yajna to kill Vishnu also. Kamsa is planning to do yajna to kill the Supreme Lord. So like that. Actually, Kamsa was always afraid of Krishna. See, this is the difference between Kamsa and Shishupal. Kamsa was always afraid. Arey, Krishna maar dega mujhe, Krishna maar dega. Shishupal was not so much afraid of Krishna. He was envious, angry, matlab constantly hatred, dvesh. मतलब just hating Krishna. Shishupal का quality था just hating Krishna. And Kamsa, more than hatred, he was always afraid that Krishna will kill me. So then, after all this, Kamsa called Akrura and said, Akrura, you are my best friend. And he held Akrura's hand. He put his hand on Akrura's hand and said, Lord Vishnu takes shelter of Indra many times for help. So I am also taking shelter of you. Please go to Vrindavan and get these two boys, Krishna and Balram. Akrura could not believe what he heard. He had been waiting to meet Krishna and Balram, and now he is getting a job. And then Kamsa says, those two boys, Krishna, Balram, they actually, they're illiterate boys. And they're gaon ka people. They don't have so much intelligence. And they may not agree to come. What you do, you take this new chariot. I have got brand new chariot for you. You take this chariot, so they will be very happy to see this chariot. They'll get excited and then they will come with you. Akrura becomes very happy. Akrura says, wow, my Krishna, my Lord Krishna and Balram don't have to come in Kamsa's used not Kamsa's Maha, but Kamsa's chariot. They'll get new chariot. He becomes very happy. And then Kamsa tells Akrura all his plan. Once Krishna and Balram come here, I will kill Krishna and Balram. After killing Krishna Balram, then I will kill Vasudev, Devaki, then my own father Ugrasen, then I will take over the kingdom. Then I will tie up with Jarasandha and all the other demons like Shishupal, and then we will take over the whole planet. And then finally, after all these demons are killed, earth will become free of all trouble. This is Kamsa's understanding. Kamsa सोच रहा है कि मैं अब पुण्य का काम करने जा रहा हूं. So he is making grand plans to kill Krishna. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter. And you can chant these verses. How Kamsa is thinking is revealed in 16th chapter of Gita. You can repeat these verses. Idam madhya maya labdham imam prapse manoratham idam avstidam api me Bhavishyati punardhanam haso maya hata shatrur hanishye chaparanapi ishvaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi adyo bijanavanasmi Konyosti sadrusho maya yakshe dasyamimodishya iti agyana vimohita.
The demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices, I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance.
This is exactly how Kamsa is thinking. Ishwaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. Konyosti sadrusham. Is there anyone as wonderful as me? So demoniac mentality is explained in 16th chapter of Gita. So Kamsa starts saying, this thorn I will remove, that thorn I will remove. All of them are demons. And then, see, all these plans of Kamsa and demons looks very good in the planning stage. Materialistic people are expert in making such plans. But Krishna knows how to destroy them. बड़ा बड़ा सपनों का महल बनाते हैं वो, but Krishna smashes it. And they don't get what they desire. So Akrura, however, he becomes very happy to hear this plan of Kamsa. Because he knows nobody can kill Krishna. He becomes happy because, but he's going to get association of Krishna. But he can't tell Akrura, wow, I'm going to Vrindavan. So he controls himself. He keeps nodding his head. Yes, yes. So Kamsa says, so how do you like my plan? We will destroy all these kings and then we will bring peace in planet Earth. So Akrura says, yes, yes, you are right. And then he says, my dear king, man proposes, God disposes. Your plans are very good. I hope it will get fulfilled. And I will go to Vrindavan. And I'll fulfill your order because you are my king. But in the heart, he's saying, you rascal. He doesn't say that. In the mind, he's saying, I will go to Vrindavan. I'm going to see my Krishna and Balram. I'm going to get them here because I want to fulfill your dying man's last desire. You are going to die. So before you die, आपकी एक इच्छा तो मैं पूरा कर देता हूँ. So like that, he's outside nice with Kamsa, but inside he's very, very angry and he's very happy right now. And he gets this brand new chariot. He comes. So he left for Vrindavan in the morning and he knew that Krishna will be herding the cows. So actually, if you see, Akrura was in a very dangerous situation because he was, anytime if Kamsa came to know, he could be in trouble. But still, he had faith that Krishna will protect. And Narad Muni also, you would hear from Narad Muni always. So he was anticipating, I'm going to meet Krishna, I'm going to meet Krishna. So with great humility, he left for Vrindavan. See, very, very important point here is Akrura always felt he's unqualified. Actually, Akrura performed lot of austerity to get Krishna's darshan. He was staying in Mathura. He was going through so much of association of Kamsa, only hoping that he'll get Krishna's association. But still, he was not thinking, I have done so much austerity. He was only thinking, I'm unqualified. And I'm today so fortunate that I'm going to get Krishna's association. This humility is the seed by which we can get love of Krishna. And this humility is also the fruit of love of Krishna. He prays for mercy. He says, if Krishna gives me mercy today, then I will be able to see Krishna. See, just like we all have a nature, no? हम सबका एक nature होता है. Krishna का भी एक nature है. And Akrura starts meditating on that nature. Just like we have a nature, some of us is angry, some of us is soft-natured, some of us is very short-tempered. Krishna's nature is always giving mercy. That is Krishna's nature. So Akrura starts thinking that Krishna is so kind. You know, any example from the Bhagavatam where somebody didn't deserve mercy but he got mercy? Ajamil. Ajamil was performing only sinful activities. But just because he once chanted Narayan, he got mercy. Putana, she came to kill Krishna. She also got liberation. So therefore, Akrura is saying that Akrura is meditating on Krishna's great quality of being magnanimous. Sri Chaitanya Kripa Karoho Vichar, Vichar Korite Pabe Chitte Chamatkar. If we meditate on the Lord's mercy, then we will feel astonished and our heart will be overflowed with gratitude. In the Purana, there is a story of one man was going in a bullock cart and there was a small accident and he fell and he died. He fell on a bush and he died. And Yamdutas came. And just then Vishnudutas also came and said, you can't take him. Although he was sinful, now he has got mercy and we are taking him. So Yamdutas said, Arey, what did he do? But don't you see? He fell on the tulsi plant and he died. So tulsi ka mercy mila usko. So that like that, there is Narad, Padma Puran, there is a story like that. Basically, Krishna का जो स्वभाव है ना, भगवान का स्वभाव है कि वो mercy देते हैं. Krishna doesn't see your qualification. See, generally, we may be unqualified, but when it comes to Krishna, Krishna doesn't see our qualification. Krishna sees his qualification. Abhi, like, see, he thinks what I can do to him, for him. He doesn't think, oh, he is so fallen. He doesn't think like that. Like if you go to a rich man for a donation, you may be thinking, अरे वो 5 रुपए देगा चलेगा. But he doesn't think, अरे इसको मैं 5 रुपए दूँ. He is thinking of giving for what he can give. I can give 5 lakh. Maybe I should give 50 lakhs. So he gives, see, he may give a very small amount by his standard, but that is a very big amount for us. So therefore, he will never give less than what is his standard. So Krishna will never give us less than his standard. That is the best part about Krishna. So Krishna doesn't see that you are fallen. That is the best part of Krishna. So Krishna thinks, I have to give and I will give. So what I can give for him, he has come to me. What is the best thing I can give? So Krishna is saying, अरे ये सब devotees लोग आए हैं, भागवतम क्लास में बैठे हैं जन्माष्टमी का 3 दिन, they are giving up everything and sitting. So I should give them something. See, Bhagavatam is very, very powerful. Shudra yusham rana manga martyana mritamichhatam yopahuto bhagavan mrityu shamitra karmani. Sutta Goswami says, Kshudra ayusha, कलयुग में सब मरने वाले हैं. क्या छोटा आयु है. ऋणा मंगा, क्षुद्र आयुष ऋणा मंगा मर्त्यानाम ऋतमिच्छता, मरने वाले हैं पर उनको जीने की इच्छा है. तो आप लोगों को गुड न्यूज़ है. अगर आप भागवतम क्लास में जाके बैठ जाओगे, यो पहुतो भगवान मृत्यु, मृत्यु के भगवान भी आके उधर बैठ जाते हैं. कौन? यमराज. भागवतम क्लास में यमराज आके बैठे रहते हैं. मृत्यु शामित्र कर्मणि. Yamaraj comes to Bhagavatam class, wherever it is there, and he is sitting in the class and also hearing, like all of you are hearing. So even if you are fallen, useless case, but we are in Bhagavatam class, and Yamaraj is also sitting there. अभी आपको दिख नहीं रहे पर बैठे हैं. और वो भी ऐसा देख रहे सबको ऐसा. कौन कौन बैठा है, जैसे आप लोग देख रहे हो ना क्लास में कौन कौन आया है, तो वो भी देख लिया उन्होंने. बाद में because of some bad whatever, मरने के बाद फाइल जाता है यमराज के पास. तो फाइल में यमराज देखते, अरे फाइल आया है, अरे इसको तो मैंने देखा था उधर ठाकुर कॉलेज में, वो अरे छोड़ो इसको छोड़ो, ये अच्छा आदमी. तो ये दिस इज द एडवांटेज. और भागवतम क्लास में अटेंड करने का फायदा क्या है कि अपना यमराज के साथ थोड़ा नेटवर्किंग हो जाता है. यमराज बोलते चलो यार, ये मैं इसको क्लास में देखा था उधर. So we have, so therefore we can't give up hearing and chanting. बिकॉज मटीरियल एनर्जी हमको कैसे उल्टा सीधा फेंकेगा, कैसे डिजायर्स आएंगे, कैसे दिमाग खराब होगा पता नहीं. बट द ओनली होप वी हैव इज हियरिंग एंड चैंटिंग. हियरिंग चैंटिंग को पकड़ के रखा ना, देन वी हैव अ चांस ऑफ, सी इट इज नॉट, माई साधना विल नॉट टेक मी टू कृष्णा, बट इट इज द लॉर्ड्स कैरेक्टर दैट आई हैव होप. बट आई हैव टू शो कृष्णा दैट आई एम सिंसियर. सो फॉर दैट आई एम होल्डिंग ऑन टू हियरिंग एंड चैंटिंग. So therefore, we have to have faith in hearing chanting. श्रीला प्रभुपाद जब बॉस्टन में गए ना, अमेरिका हार्बर में, देखा पूरा लाइट, बिल्डिंग्स, लाइट. So generally when we see such beautiful city, light, all those things, we get excited. When Prabhupada लिखते हैं डायरी में, I saw darkness all around. All that dazzling light में प्रभुपाद को darkness दिख रहा है. Pure devotee sees, that's why he says in the next, that bhajan he says, Bado Kripa Kailo Krishna. How will I convince them about the message of Bhagavatam? He is desperate because he knows if they hear Bhagavatam, if they hear about Krishna, they will become all right. So whatever happens, however Maya is beating us, we can't give up hearing and chanting because Krishna will deliver us. Because, because when Krishna gives me mercy, then all our problems will be solved. But when will Krishna give mercy? That we don't know. अभी भगवान की कृपा कब आएगी पता नहीं. अभी है कृपा, हियरिंग चैंटिंग मिल रहा है, पकड़ के रखो. आपको जो तकलीफ हो रहा है वो तकलीफ चलता रहेगा और आप हियरिंग चैंटिंग को पकड़ के रखो. कब भगवान उस तकलीफ को निकालेंगे पता नहीं. बट टिल दैट टाइम. So Akrura is saying in that prayer, is offering that I don't know when I will get Krishna's mercy. He says, just like a blade of grass is in the river, what is the guarantee that it will come to the shore? It may come, it may not come. So what is I have no chance of meeting Krishna, but I am getting chance to meet Krishna. What a great mercy I am getting. Today, all inauspiciousness of my life is going because I am going to see Krishna. So today I am going to see the source of all incarnations. So like that he is coming and he starts remembering, I am going to see Krishna. Lotus feet, he starts imagining all this. I am going to take darshan of Krishna, Krishna's beautiful face. So although he was feeling unqualified, simultaneously he was also feeling very greedy to see Krishna. Devotees का ये रहता है nature, paradox रहता है. I am fallen, I am ये वो, but mercy भी चाहिए. Greedy भी है और fallen भी है. ऐसा mood में रहते हैं. So then he starts thinking, when I go to Krishna, Krishna and Balram will call me Akrura, uncle. तो वो anticipate करके उनको ecstasy आता है. And then Krishna will embrace me. When Krishna embraces me, I'll become so happy. He's thinking all of this. And like that, he starts thinking, I'm so lucky. If somebody is not recognized by Krishna, his life is a waste. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful to. And he starts now thanking Kamsa. Kamsa is so nice, he starts saying. He says, because of him, I'm getting chance to be with Krishna. Prabhupada also writes in one lecture, Prabhupada says, so we are very grateful to Shriman Hiranyakashipu. Usko Shriman Hiranyakashipu bolte. Because of him, we got Narsimhadev came to protect Prahlad. So प्यार devotee ऐसा है कि वो हर चीज में अच्छा देखते हैं. तो अक्रूरा ऐसा सोच के ना, मथुरा से वृंदावन is just a few hours. तो वो सुबह निकलते मथुरा से और शाम को पहुंचते हो, क्योंकि वो एक्सटेसी में उनका गाड़ी आता ही नहीं वो रथ. And when he reaches Vrindavan, he sees Krishna's footprints and he falls on the ground, offers dandavat and starts rolling, and he gives up the pride of being a big minister. Prabhupada writes there, this is the way to enter Vrindavan, giving up all the false designation and pride that I am somebody very big and important. Only then we can relish Krishna's mercy. So what Akrura experienced is there in the next verse. We can chant this. Deham vritam yanarto hitva dambam viyam shucham sandeshadyo harir linga darshana shravanadibhi.
The very goal of life for all embodied beings is this ecstasy, which Akrura experienced when, upon receiving Kamsa's order, he put aside all pride, fear, and lamentation and absorbed himself in seeing, hearing, and describing the things that reminded him of Lord Krishna.
The second line of the verse you see, what does it say? Hitva matlab gave up. What did Akrura give up? Dambam bhyam shucham. He gave up all pride, fear, and lamentation. Akrura initially became afraid. Arey, what if everybody in Vrindavan thinks I am Kamsa's messenger? What if Krishna thinks I have come on behalf? He starts getting all this. And then he says, no, Krishna knows my heart. Then he becomes peaceful. So this is very, very important. Two important points here. That Akrura gave up pride and false ego. I'll just take 3-4 minutes more. I'll complete this section. So that tomorrow at least we can enter Mathura. So introduction mein. So basically two things. He gave up pride and false ego and darshana shravanadivi, and he wanted to chant and dance in ecstasy. Basically, Akrura, when he saw Krishna's footprints, or when we see when a devotee sees deities, they are supposed to be happy. We are supposed to celebrate. Like once we asked Janani Vas Prabhu, Prabhuji, when we see Radha Krishna, Radha Madhav Darshan, what are we supposed to do? He said, you are supposed to fall unconscious in ecstasy. इतना खुश होना चाहिए आपको. So basically, see, when we come in front of the deity, we are not coming in. See, we come with prayers. I want this, I want this. We are centered on I. Actually, we are supposed to come in front of the deity thinking, knowing that the Lord is the center. I am not the deity. That is why when we come in front of the Lord, we have to chant. We have to be happy. We have to laugh. We have to dance. We have to glorify the Lord. I don't know if you have gone to Vrindavan, many temples. Nandagaon में जाओगे ना, जैसे आप अंदर जाओगे वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं पांडा लोग, ताली बजाओ, हंसो, हा 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 करके बोला. Deities का देखते ही they start telling you that. Why? Because you have come in front of Krishna. Do something. Don't be like मायावादी. डिप्रेस्ड होके ऐसा ध्यान करके. हमारे मंदिर में एक बार दर्शन खुल रहा था शाम को 8:50 का. एक लेडी सामने बैठी ऐसा पूरा इंटेंस, इतना गुस्सा आ रहा था उसको देख के हमको. अरे भगवान दर्शन दे रहे हैं, आप प्यार से दर्शन लो भगवान का, खुशी से. So we are supposed to laugh, clap, chant and say Krishna, basically be happy. This is what Akrura was doing when he was entering Vrindavan. This is the way we should be. Basically it requires to be free of pride. You have to be simple hearted. So therefore when we see Krishna, this is what we do. And also devotee is free of pride. He doesn't have ego hassles. ठीक है, अभी हम ऐसे हैं. I remember I learned this lesson once. I just joined the temple and we were going to Yatra, South India Yatra. Tirupati ISKCON temple was being built that time. And we were in Prasadam line. And one very senior counselor, I used to respect him a lot, very sophisticated, very cultured, from a good family. He was ahead of me in the line. Prasad ke line mein. And we were talking, and when we came to the counter, they served sweet, end mein halwa, kuch. So he said, Prabhuji, thoda aur dijiye na. So then that serving fellow, he said, Prabhuji, thoda hi lena hai. So I was feeling so embarrassed. He didn't tell me, उनको बोला. But this Prabhuji was so amazingly humble. He said, Prabhuji, हम लोग इतने दूर से आए, बॉम्बे से आए आपका प्रसाद खाने के लिए. आप थोड़ा और दे दीजिए. I was like, wow, this person is, he is no ego. He didn't get offended. I would have felt very insulted because I was very new at that time. And I was thinking, how will he react? And then when I read Akrura section, I connected that. I said, oh, devotees are like this. They don't carry that ego. ठीक है, So that's how simple-hearted we should be when we come in front of Krishna and devotees. So therefore, only when we have that mood, we can experience Krishna's presence in our life. So now, Akrura is coming to Krishna with sincere desire. We are coming in front of Krishna with both material desire and spiritual desire. हमारे अंदर अच्छे desires भी हैं, but we also have a desire, wrong kind of desires. So what we have to do is now, Janmashtami is a time when we have to focus on both desires are there, but which are the desires I am going to cultivate and nourish. जैसे दो plants है, किसको मैं पानी डालूंगा? If we hear and chant Bhagavatam regularly, then we are watering the spiritual desires. So like that, we have to do, and we can do that by seeing Krishna's miracle in each aspect of our lives. Every time we have to remember Krishna, feel grateful. The fact that we are chanting Hare Krishna is a miracle. We are able to come in association of devotees. इतने devotees हैं, बाप रे. I've gone to some places when I'm traveling abroad. I've seen उनके festivals में भी इतने लोग नहीं आते. इधर तो एक Saturday program में इतने लोग आते हैं. So many devotees, this is a miracle. So the more we hear about Krishna, more happy we will become. And now Janmashtami is coming. You can do an annual appraisal of yourself. Last year Janmashtami में आप किधर थे? In terms of your consciousness, where are you today? So like this, so when Krishna and Balram entered Mathura, they were leaving Vrindavan and they were nearing Mathura. Everybody was so excited to see them. Krishna and Balram ko leke aaye na, Akrura. So that's a very nice verse. I don't know if this is there. Next one. What is the next verse you have? Yes. Let's see if you can chant this. I don't know. The meter is very tough. Smeram bhangi traya parichitam sachi vistirna drishti. Bhangi traya parichitam sachi vistirna drishti. Vamsi nesto darakishalayam Ujvalam Chandrakena Kishalayam Ujvalam Chandrakena गोविंदाख्याम हरि तनुमिया केशितीर्थोपकंठे हरि तनुमिया केशितीर्थोपकंठे मा प्रेक्षिष्ठास्तव यदि सखे बंधु संगे स्त्रीरंगे प्रेक्षिष्ठास्तव यदि सखे बंधु संगे स्त्रीरंगा.
My dear friend, if you are indeed attached to your worldly friends, do not look at the smiling face of Lord Govinda as he stands on the banks of the Yamuna at Keshi Ghat. Casting sidelong glances, he places his flute to his lips, which seems like newly blossomed twigs. His transcendental body, bending in three places, appears very bright in the moonlight.
So the gopi is telling another gopi, don't go to the bank of Yamuna, मत जाओ उधर, केशी घाट में मत जाओ. क्यों? वहाँ पे कृष्णा है, वो standing in the three-fold bending form. The full moon is shining there. Vamsi is playing his flute. Govindakhyam, his name is Govinda. So my dear friend, if you are attached to your family and friends, don't go on the bank of Yamuna. Ma prekshishta-stava sakhe yadi bandhu sange stri range. क्यों? उधर जाओगे तो सब भूल जाओगे. Indirectly what she is saying? Go to Yamuna. But इसको व्याज स्तुति बोलते हैं. Indirectly बोल रही है, जाओ कृष्ण के पास. So like that, Akrura is getting Krishna. So I am done fast forward. Lot of things have happened in Vrindavan. Last year we discussed gopis crying and all that. Today, this time we are doing all fast forward. And we are now entering Mathura. And before that, Akrura, he takes Krishna Balram, he takes bath in Yamuna. And there he sees Krishna Balram. He is like surprised. Then he goes to chariot and says, Krishna Balram are in chariot also. Then he says, idhar bhi hai. Then he comes back to river, he says them again in the river. And there Krishna reveals his four-handed Vishnu form. He gets darshan. He offers beautiful prayers, which are the best prayers in Bhagavatam. Akrura is the best example for prayer. So वो prayers आपको पढ़ना ही चाहिए. Last year we had taken those prayers. This time we are not taking. Then Akrura comes back to chariot and Krishna says, Akrura, did you see something spectacular in the Yamuna? कुछ देखा आपने? So then Akrura smiles. He says, Krishna, if somebody is with you, what else is there? What other spectacular things are there to be known? So anyway, they come to Mathura, and guess what? When they enter Mathura, who is there in Mathura already? Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's friend. They all have already reached there. They came from shortcut. They had already reached there. And they were waiting in anxiety. अरे कृष्ण बलराम अभी तक आए नहीं, हमसे पहले निकल गए सुबह सुबह. So and Nanda Maharaj especially is in a lot of anxiety. These boys, Krishna Balram, are so restless. They took that chariot and they must have taken Akrura also somewhere. Akrura could not get them. Why have they not come? So some of the boys, they stood on the gates of Mathura. अरे Krishna Balram कहाँ? अभी तक आए नहीं. They're waiting. And finally, Krishna and Balram enter Mathura. And Akrura says, Krishna, please, Balram, please come to my house. Please bless my house. Please put your lotus feet in my house. I've been waiting for this for so many years. And Krishna Balram says, not now. We have some important business here in the city. We will come later. So Kamsa told Akrura about the whole plan on Ekadashi day. And next day, Dwadashi, Akrura left. But he left without doing Parayan. Oh, Dwadashi fast thoda hi nahi, itna excitement mein chale gaye. And Trayodashi day, the next day, Akrura took Krishna and Balram from Vrindavan to Mathura. And they reached around 3-4 p.m. Around that time they came. And the next day, which is Chaturdashi, Kamsa will be killed. So now Krishna and Balram have entered Mathura. And this is going to be a very exciting tour of Mathura. And Krishna Balram got excited to see Mathura. अरे मथुरा देखना है. Because गांव के हैं ना बच्चे, तो शहर में आए, शहर देखना है. So they are very excited. Nanda Maharaj says, Krishna, don't do any mischief here. This is not our village. So Krishna and Balram assure Nanda Maharaj that they will not do any gadbad. कुछ गलत नहीं करेंगे. So assuring both Nanda Maharaj and the elders, Krishna Balram and the friends, they leave for sightseeing, Mathura darshan. Mathura में क्या क्या है देखने के लिए निकल जाते हैं. And what they see whom they meet, and what they do. All that we will discuss tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. at Gopal's Garden High School. 4:15. 4:15 for the Sankalpa. We'll offer prayers. So please come at 4:15 p.m. sharp and hear about Krishna, Balram in Mathura, what they do in Mathura. So I request all of you to come for this program. Sri Krishna Balram ki jai, Vrindavan Mathura Dham ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shah.